So guys, this is another detailed video of me making a closure wig, okay? So I'm starting off with resizing my wig cap. So from front to back, I did my measurements, the measurement of my head. I'm using my head and it's 13 from front to back. So that's what I did at first. And from side to side, it's a 12, okay? So I use my T-pins to secure those areas, and that's what I'm working with. So as you can see, y'all, like I have excess space in my wig cap, so that's the reason why I am doing this. I'm resizing the cap because when I put my wig on, I want my wig to be snatched, okay? We want our wig to be laid. We just want to put it on and it fits. We don't want like my wig to be really big on my head. So that's the reason why I am resizing the cap. So I have another it's more detailed, another detailed video of me resizing the wig cap. So I'll link that in the description bar below, so you guys can definitely check that out. It's way more detailed than this, like it's step by step on how to resize your wig cap, okay? So that's something that you guys may want to check out. And what I'm doing right now, you guys, I'm just sewing on the parameters of the wig cap to keep it down. Now, a lot of people always ask if it's gonna, like the thread is gonna be open whenever I'm done sewing the wig. Whenever I cut that area at the front where the closure would be, when I cut that area out, if the wig is gonna the thread is gonna pull. But no, it's not, and I'll show you, see at the end of the video that it's not gonna open because we're gonna go over it with the sewing machine, right? So it's not going to open, okay, you guys? So just keep on watching, and also y'all don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you like to see videos like these, okay? And leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if this video was detailed enough for you guys. So after doing all this, y'all, what I will be doing is I will be adding my closure wig, my closure to the front of the wig. That's what I should say. So whenever I'm doing that, you want to place your closure at least like a quarter or half inch away from the hairline kind of thing, right? As you can see what I am doing here, and I use my T-pins to secure that. And then at the back, I'm gonna roll it back and then pull it to the side kind of thing, because you want it to be as flat as possible. So we're gonna sew this down first. Whenever I am making a closure wig, I always sew it down first and then I do the back last. If I'm making a frontal wig, then I will do the frontal last. I don't know, that's just how I do it, and it just works perfectly for me, you guys. So what I'm doing here, I'm just sewing it down. There is no special way to sew it down, okay? Just sew it down because we're gonna go over it with the sewing machine, right? So we just want to ensure that it's secure, pretty much. There's no special way to sew it down, you guys. And y'all, I have a one-on-one. This is what it should look like when you're done sewing it down. It should be as flat as possible. Now I'm adding my guidelines to the back of the wig, okay? I'm adding my guidelines, and I normally kind of like eyeballing it. I know I normally do it like maybe like a thumb away, okay? But I have a more detailed way of doing it. I'm having one-on-one sessions, virtual sessions with, if you want to learn how to make a wig using the sewing machine. So all my details are in the description below. Send me an email and we can go from there, you guys, right? So like my guidelines, I know off the top of my head, you know, what it should be like, but in my virtual session, it will be way more detailed than this, you guys, and it will be a one-on-one session. so for the entire day, and I can guarantee you that at the end of the day, at the end of the session, you will have like a full understanding of how to create a closure wig or a frontal wig. So what I'm doing here now, y'all, I am doubling my knots. Okay, I'm doubling my knots because I just think that when you double your knots before making your wig, instead of just using the individual one, it's more full. In other words, that's what I want to say. It's more full when you do it this way. So I prefer to double my knots. Some people don't, but I prefer to do it. And my sewing machine, I'm using a Brother JX1420. I'm sewing with a tension 6, and I am using a zigzag stitch. It's the number 4 zigzag stitch. So I'll leave that in the description bar as well. People always ask me that question under my wig making videos. They want to know what tension I'm sewing with and the type of stitch that I am using. So I'll leave all that in the description bar below, you guys. So what I'm doing here, as I mentioned before, I'm just like doubling my knots. I'm not gonna show y'all with me doubling all 3 bundles, right? And the bundles that I'm using, it is a body wave bundle. I think I got these bundles from AliExpress. It's not the best here because I found that when I was curling it, like the hair was kind of like melting kind of thing. So yeah, it's not the best here. Okay, I do sell bundles though on my website. It's www.dash27.com. So you can, if you're looking to grab bundles, closures, frontal, be sure to check that out, you guys. So now I'm just placing my bundles on my mesh dome cap. I'm using a mesh dome cap. Okay, I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier in the video, but yes, that's what I'm using, a mesh dome cap. So I just place the bundle on the guideline and I just kind of like start sewing from there. And when I'm starting to sew, I normally do front stitch, back stitch, front stitch, back stitch, and then I go across, and then I do that front stitch, back stitch at the other end, cut the hair, and then I just do another stitch, and then I'm done. That's one row, and the rest is pretty self-explanatory, you guys. Just keep doing it to all the guidelines on the mesh dome cap. Now, when you guys are sewing, try your best not to stretch the wig cap. Okay, if you stretch your wig cap, the size of the cap will be off when you're done making your wig. Okay, if you stretch the cap, their wig, chances are it won't fit. So the technique that I use, I just kind of like focus on the area that I'm sewing and try to keep that area flat. And I use my fingers to do that. You don't have to sew extremely fast. Like I see a lot of wig makers, they do that. But you can just take your time and sew. We're not in a rush. Just focus on the area that's being sewn and try your best to keep that area flat, you guys. Try your best to keep the area flat and try not to stretch your wig cap while sewing. So now I'm doing another row. So I'll start with doing a regular stitch, and then I'll do a back stitch, and then I'm gonna go again, another back stitch, and then I place the hair down, to keep it flat, as I mentioned before, and then I just keep sewing, going across. So as I mentioned earlier, you guys, people have been asking me under my other wig videos if when I resize the cap, if it's gonna open. No, it's not gonna open, because as you can see, while I'm sewing the bundles on the mesh dome cap going across, it's sewing over that area where you resize the wig cap, so it's gonna be sealed. It's gonna be sealed, so it's not gonna open. and I'll show you later on in the video when the wig is complete. I'm gonna show you what the inside of the wig looks like, and you'll see that the wig, it's not gonna open, okay? And another thing, my razor blade thingy that I am using, I got it from my local dollar store, and Michael's also sells it. So a few people have been asking me as well where I got it from. I got mine at a dollar store, but you can grab yours at Michael's if your dollar store doesn't have it, okay? So Michael's have it for sure. I'll see if I can find the link on their website. If I find it, I'll link it in the description bar below, you guys. Oh, and another thing, y'all, I just completed my ebook on finding a vendor on Alibaba, the steps and that you need to take to find a good hair vendor on Alibaba. So be sure to check that out, you guys. It's very, very, very detailed. So if you're just starting your hair business and you're not very sure on what to do, if you're trying to find a hair vendor, be sure to grab my ebook. It's very detailed. I promise you, this will guide you. This will guide you on how to find your vendor, you guys. So be sure to check that out. I'll leave it in the description bar below as well. So y'all, I am still sewing. I mean, it's pretty repetitive. We're just sewing on these guidelines. We're trying our best not to stretch our wig cap because we want our wigs to fit when we are done, okay? So we're just working our way across. We're taking our time. We're not in a rush. The more you make, the more you're making, the more wigs you make, the better you'll get at it. And I tried my best to be very slow because I wanted you guys to see what I am doing, right? I want you guys to have to see everything that I'm doing step by step, and I tried my best to get it to be as detailed as possible, you guys. So that's the reason why I am sewing this slow, okay? So now cutting my thread, and then it's the same procedure all over again. And another thing to note, you guys, the closer you get to the front of your wig, it's gonna get just a little bit more complicated because the hair is gonna be very, it's gonna be really, it's more hair on the wig cap. So sometimes the hair will get in the way. So, it comes with the territory. That's how it is when you're making a wig. But just use your hands and kind of try your best to separate the hair if it does get in the way, and just focus on the area that you are sewing, you guys. And another thing that you all always ask me, what did I use to create my guidelines on my mesh dome cap? Honestly, I just use a regular crayon. It's nothing special. At first I used to use chalk, but I found that the chalk would be it get erased it fades from the wig cap very easily. So I just use a random crayon that I have at home. So it's nothing special. So this is what I mean. As you can see right here, you see the hair, it's all in the way and clustered and all that, but just use your fingers to kind of separate the area so you can see what you are doing. I hope you guys are following. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing because the angle of the camera, it is not the best, okay? I apologize. It's not the best, but guess what? Y'all get the concept of what I'm doing, okay? We're sewing on guidelines. That's what we're doing. We're sewing on the guidelines that we created on the wig. And I'm just working my way around, you guys. And when I'm at the end, I'm going to do a back stitch, front stitch, another back stitch, and then I am going to cut with my razor, and then I'm just going to seal things up with another stitch, and then we're going to cut the thread. And this is our very, very, very last one, you guys. This one it's normally the most complicated one. because it's very close to the closure. It's very close to the closure. So when you're sewing, you want to ensure that your needle, it's going, because it's a zigzag stitch, so it's going on the closure and then it's going on the bundle that you're sewing. So it's another stitch, it's going on the closure, zigzag, zigzag, going on the bundle that we are sewing. And we're just doing that, and we're working our way around. And while you're sewing, you guys, don't be afraid to turn the wig cap, the wig, while you're sewing. Keep just kind of like turning the wig. That's the best way to get it to sew properly. So this is what it looks like when I'm done. That's what the last stitch looks like. So this is what the back, the inside of the wig looks like, you guys. As you can see, neat stitches over here only. All neat stitches, you guys, all neat stitches. So this is what the inside of your wig should look like. So now I am just cutting off the excess cap on the inside of the wig. When you're doing this, put your hand inside, because you do not want to cut your lace, okay? I repeat, you do not want to cut your lace. And another thing, y'all, I did bleach my knots, okay? I did bleach my knots. I'll leave another video of me bleaching my knots. I have a couple detailed videos on that, so I'll leave that in the description bar below. And as you can see, I told y'all when I cut it, the wig is not gonna fall apart. It's gonna look good. And I'm just styling the front. If y'all want to see a detailed video with me curling the entire hair, I'll upload that at a later date. I have it, but I just didn't add it to this video because I didn't want this video to be super long, okay? So I did work on my baby hairs and all that, so I'll add another video, another part two to this. And this is what the wig looks like at the end. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. Stay blessed, keep motivated. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you guys on my next video. Be sure to check out my other wig videos, y'all, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a beautiful day.